these are the three mid laners that you have to know how to play. This is just my opinion. These are not my favorite mid laners. I think these are just great stepping stones for a lot of newer players. First up, we have Syndra, Lux, and then Orianna. No in particular order. These are just three really good mid laners that I feel like if you want to play mid lane and you have no idea what to go to, these are great picks to have under your belt. So if the one thing you want to play gets banned, you have something really strong to go back on. A lot of people want to learn Yone, Yasuo. I feel like these are good mid laners to get to understand mid lane, know how everything works around the game, because League of Legends is a team game, but there's a lot of hecticness that happens in game that when you play Yone, you think, oh, I'm just 1v1ing. Wrong. You are getting 5v1 in lane because literally anyone can go to your lane and mess you up. And mid lane is very notorious for this. Mid lane is the most dangerous role because you're at the center of the map and everyone can typically see you while you're farming. Bot and top have the luxury of being on one end or the other. So, if you see the jungler top, you know that they're far away from you, and if there's someone's teleporting, you typically know it in these lanes. Mid lane, however, is very hyper roaming, has very central control of the map, and they kind of dictate the game in terms of power. If you as a mid lane are really strong, you can help the jungler force the game open. So, first off, Syndra. Why Syndra? Well, she's a burst mage. So, she scales very well. If you haven't seen pro play in the last 10 years, she is one of the most common pickups as well as Orianna. Syndra has this great thing for a lot of mid laners who do want to play mid lane of kill potential. She has the highest of all three of these. She throws down orbs, she can throw the orbs, and then she can push the orbs into you, stunning you. And then her ult throws all the orbs that she's created at you. Very annoying champion, very solid. She's not OP, she is strong and consistent, which basically means she's super good in OP. And if you play her, you're going to be able to do a lot. You can CC, you can damage, and kind of control the wave itself, and even help out with ganks and roam and be a vital part about it. The problem with a Yasuo is your roam is very dependent on how you do, specifically in a very micro scale in that moment. Can you hit 3 so you can land your tornado? Can you dash in tornado? That's something that Yasuos have to do. Syndra literally just orb, stun, and you just have to line it up. Really easy. And you can even put down, and you can just chain a lot of stuff very easily. Mages are definitely a lot harder. Mages are harder champions in the game. Even harder than AD carries in some ways. So, Syndra's a really good champion to go to because her difficulty is in the middle. Super easy to play, not too bad to master. And her difficulty isn't at the point where it's you should be shying away. No, it's the exact opposite. Her difficulty is feasible. You can easily pick her up. And even if you aren't the best, you'd still do a good job. Orianna is the very same way, but unlike Syndra, she is more team-oriented, with shields, moving her ball around so she can ult and get a big team, a big CC for her team so you guys can get objective, kill them, in the game. That is what she does. She's more of supportive, where Syndra is very aggressive. These two face off with each other all the time in pro. If you don't know that, just watch some games in the last 2 years. You'll see it all the fucking time. Because for some weird reason, mid laners are scared to try different things, but these mid laners are super good and super easy to pick up and not too bad to master. I'm not going to say too much because she's very straightforward, as well as Lux. If you play League of Legends and you haven't played Lux once, I have no idea what to tell you. But Lux is quintessentially the best mid lane for people that are under gold, and she's a good mid laner for people who are in gold. If you're like, no, she's dog shit, you're wrong. Guess what? There are streamers who play it all the time, and they are in fucking higher gold or above gold. So tell me I'm wrong when you watch these people play League of Legends. These are 3 champions that are great for beginner mid-rangers. Lux is probably the one you should start out with most of the time. She's 3rd on the list because most people are looking for new champions. So she's a champion that you probably played. You should probably go back and master her because she has she has a snare, a slow, a shield, and then a ult that executes. That's on a less than a minute cooldown late game. Do you need more of a reason? This champion is very much ridiculous, and the only reason why she's not seen in pro play is kind of baffling. I forgot the reason why, but it's just because her shield's not too great, her CC's all right? Syndra hard stuns. That's why she's in pro play, and her burst damage is insane. And it's click, right? Her ult, Syndra's ult is literally just click on them. How many balls do you have? They're gonna die, yes or no. Orianna, ball can potentially get all 5 of them and stun all 5 members of a team for 3 seconds, which is an eternity in League of Legends. Lux's ult is literally just damage, and it's a lot of damage. Meaning if she's behind, she's pretty much not that great besides her Q and her slow, which can't do as much as the other 2, which is why you don't see them very much in pro play. But in solo queue, she is very good and in a lot of ways better than the other 2 because in solo queue you sometimes have to just hard carry. So those are my recommendations for mid lane. If you disagree, that's okay. Tell me what champions you would provide or what you would think. I might make another list on 3 champions for people who already know how to play mid lane. Because unlike all the other roles, mid lane, there are so many options to play in so many different styles that this is a great way to learn how mid lane works. But I feel like there's more exciting champions to pick up that pretty much everyone can play. So I might make a video on that. Let me know if you want to see that. But other than that,